Hey, Rogues! Welcome to the Rogues Gallery. It is Sunday, which means it is Mass Effect Day, and I'm excited to hop in. We will be a bit shorter today. It's just going to be 2 hours instead of 3, and then next week I think I'm starting on Sunday an hour earlier. But, you know, right now things are fluid and flexible with my schedule and with what I'm doing. Things are changing at work. I have one more week where I'm working from home a couple of days, and then after that it's 5 days a week back in the building. So and shortly thereafter students come back and things will get busy again, and I'm a little nervous about the crowds of people all the time again. Hi Rykar. How are you? Yeah, so I'm a little nervous about being around many people all the time, people wanting to have in-person meetings, things like that. Not high on my list of things that I enjoyed before, so not high on my list of things that I really want to do again. But we'll see how it goes. I don't know. Anyway, I managed to sleep last night, which is nice, unlike the previous night. Hi Hannah. So I'm feeling more normal today. Yesterday I was so exhausted. But I think I mentioned on the stream yesterday, we went to pick up a car that we were buying from my in-laws. So multiple hours of traveling and not great sleep in between going there and coming back just had taken it out of me yesterday. So I actually didn't play very much video games yesterday at all. I basically only played the New World closed beta, which is what I was streaming, and after that I was just reading. I finished the first trilogy of the Drizzt Do'Urden Final Fantasy, or not Final Fantasy, Forgotten Realms books, which I had never read as a kid. So I've read that first initial trilogy now. And then I started reading this. Because I picked up all 6 books of the Cloakmaster cycle, the Spelljammer books, and so I have begun reading. Third time lucky. Eventually the right words come out of my mouth. So far, apart from a couple of spots where at the end of the page I feel like the editors missed a thing here or there where like the sentence does not make sense. And there were like 2 or 3 pages around like page 20, 21, etc., where the sentence at the bottom of the page does not seem to line up with the sentence at the top of the next page. So not sure what happened there, but otherwise, so far it's good. I'm only like 26 pages in though. So we'll see. Good morning, Tony. How are you this morning? I've never read them. I'm not familiar with Spelljammer at all, but it absolutely sounds right up my alley. The mix of like sci-fi and fantasy, and this series actually starts out, like I said, I'm 26 pages in, but the map in the front and the location for the beginning of this is on Krynn, which is the world from the Dragonlance books, which I have read. I read when I was younger. I read everything like from Dragons of Autumn Twilight through I don't know, a couple of the like 3 or 4 of the first initial trilogies. I read some of the peripheral books about like some of the different types of the elves, like because I was really interested in the aquatic elves. And then I fell off for a while. And then a few years ago, when I was commuting very long amounts of time, where I had like a 2-hour commute each way, I got basically everything Dragonlance on Audible. And I listened to all of the books from Dragons of Autumn Twilight through Dragons of Summer Flame, which Dragons of Summer Flame was like the first book in the new Dragonlance books. So basically got through a large portion of it. Woken early by a particularly gremlin-like cat. Oh no. You're still waiting on your book? Which book? Like sorry, I don't know which book you're talking about. Like a actual like Spelljammer, the game rules stuff, because I don't have that yet. I just have I got the novels. Yeah, they're not on Kindle. As far as I know, they're not on Audible, the Spelljammer book. So don't know. Oh, okay. So the Cloakmaster cycle. Yeah, as far as I know, Cloakmaster is not on Audible and not on Kindle. So, and the 6th book is relatively difficult to find. I managed to find a copy for $40. But most of the copies I found listed were closer to $200 for the 6th book in this series. Rykar, I'm jealous. It looked like, as far as a setting, I would love to play Spelljammer. But these books are like the first books I've actually like sat down and read since I finished grad school. So it's been like 6 years. I used to read all the time, and then I went to grad school, and then I just couldn't sit down and read. It was just not a thing that I was capable of doing. And that's a familiar narrative to basically everyone I know who went through library school, who did their master's in library and information science or library science. They finished grad school and just could not read anymore for years. So 6 years it took me to be able to sit down and actually read some books. Whoa. Hannah, why are you quarantined for the week? You don't have to share if you don't want to. Release date in the front of the book? I'm sure it does. Let's see. This, first printing July 1991. Grad school killed reading for you too, but not library science. Yeah, and I ended up having to do more reading, just by the fact that I did grad school online, so I had to do all of the reading. We didn't have like live lectures. We didn't have it was a lot of reading, and more reading than even the in-person cohort had to do. So, no, Hannah, oh my gosh. I hope it doesn't progress to worse than feeling like a mild cold. I'm so sorry to hear that. It is... Yeah. People are still getting it, which is why I'm so nervous about the fact that so an email came out late on Friday basically saying that the library where I work is returning to operations as they were pre-pandemic starting on August 2nd. So fully open, fully available, basically the way it read, and I don't know that this is how it will actually be implemented, but the way it read was, oh yeah, we're returning to as it was pre-pandemic, and we're just gonna pretend like it's over with. The tone of the email really pissed me off, and like I knew eventually we would return to normal operations. The tone of this email was very enraging, and had me extremely angry for quite a while, and you might be able to tell I'm still a little annoyed by it. It's not over. The panini is not over. And the guidance from even the CDC doesn't say it's okay to return to normal operations. It says that people who have been vaccinated, fully vaccinated, are okay to not wear a mask under certain circumstances. It doesn't say that you can return to doing everything you used to do. It doesn't say it's okay to pack together in large groups in poorly ventilated buildings. It says that if you're going to be in a group, you should still wear a mask. It says you should still keep distance from people. So I'm a little upset about the prospect of having to return to work 5 days a week in a building that is operating as though it's 2019 again. So well, I definitely hope that it stays that way, Hannah. Yeah. 30 years is a long time for RPG stuff. But then again, why would you stop? I mean, there are many reasons to stop, but I think I was doing my first RPG stuff I think I did like a one-on-one AD&D game with a friend probably sometime in middle school, so it would have been around like 91, 92, but I don't remember it that well. I think that was probably my first experience. The first time I really got into a campaign was in high school. I want to say 95 or 96 is when that was happening, but I honestly don't remember which year of high school it was. And that was a campaign where we were playing Rifts. And I really loved Rifts. Looking at the modules today, looking at the world books for Rifts today, I'm like, oh, these need an update badly. But, you know, released on the 19th, waiting to see a big spike. Yeah, like that's my worry, is that we're going to bring all these people back. We're going to be operating as though nothing is going on, and then we're suddenly going to have infections, and I think it's a bad idea. But it's very clear the administration wants us to operate as though it's over, starting with the fall term, which starts mid-August. So, oh no, Tony. Anyway, they did a new, I haven't seen the new version of Rifts. I was unaware that a new one had been done. Like, I know they've had an update to the core book at least once, but I'll have to look for that, because I would be very interested in like an actual updated version of Rifts. I love the concept of Rifts. The concept of Rifts actually in many ways is really similar to Spelljammer, but instead of like flying out into the astral sea or whatever, all of the portals open onto Earth. but they connect all Earth with all sorts of various different places, with fantasy realms. There's magic, really high-tech sci-fi stuff. So you've got like cyberpunk worlds mixing with battle mech type worlds, Gundam worlds, with high fantasy realms, with all of it mixing on Earth, which I thought was really cool as a concept. Yeah, that yeah, I'm still sorry that you did get it, Hannah. Oh, Tony, I'm jealous of pho. Okay, but we have limited time. We've already been chatting for like 20 minutes. Under the Savage Worlds rule set. Okay. I'll have to look for it, Rykar, because I really, really do enjoy Rifts. And even though I haven't been able to play it since high school, I've been picking up the books. I have like World Books 1 through 22, I think. Because I really loved it that much. And I've read most of the World Books too. But I am gonna switch to the game screen. We can keep chatting. I just I have less time for the game. I have less time today because we're ending at 4 instead of 5. And we will be raiding over to GaryCon Live at the end of the stream for the first of the Sunday run of Gaxpack. Alright. We're on the ship. I don't know what I'm doing here, but that's okay. We've been working on side quests, because what other quests are there? Quirky Solarian named Shells was thrown out of Flux for cheating at the gambling machine. He says he wasn't actually cheating. Oh yeah. That's the one where I'm like, I don't want to help him with making a cheating system. So I haven't done that. On and dis systems. That's one of the collecting ones. That's a collecting one. That's a collecting one. That's a collecting one. That's a collecting. Fan. I think that Fan is really just trying to kill us eventually. Eliminate Crime Lord. So we could go to the Hades Gamma Cluster and work on that. I think that's the only side quest I have. Space Flirt! Tony, what kind of pho did you get?
Message coming in.
Oh.
Patching it through.
Commander, Ms. Al-Jalani's story on you just aired. She shouldn't have ambushed you like that, but you handled it pretty well.
Okay, so we talked to a reporter last time. I feel like we did pretty well.
She wasn't the most sympathetic audience.
You handled yourself pretty well, Commander. She came across like a raving idiot. There is one other matter, however. The Citadel has been trying to play down Saren going rogue. It makes the Spectres look bad. Your mention of him was politically inconvenient.
Yep, I knew that when I said it, and I still said it. I'm gonna adjust my camera up a little bit so it doesn't cover up the subtitles. I'm just jealous that you're able to get pho. The place that we get pho here is closed for summer break. so I wasn't able to get it. Watching and donating to JCM charity stream. Yay! Jason Charles Miller is pretty awesome. Like I care. Political inconvenience. I don't give a fuck about political inconvenience. I am not playing politics here. Should I apologize? I'm just gonna ask what happened.
How angry was the council?
About what you'd expect. Don't worry too much about it, Commander. They're always angry with us. I won't keep you any longer. Fifth Fleet out.
Oh no, Tony, don't worry about it. My search for pho last week led to me discovering that that there's a ramen place that's supposed to be opening here. I don't have a date yet, but I'm excited for ramen. I need to go to Hades Gamma, wherever that is. Hades Gamma. I think we've been here before. This is definitely where we're supposed to go. Maybe we haven't been here before. Alright, we'll start in Antaeus. Yeah, the ramen place, the name on it was something. It had a name. I'm looking.
Message for you, Commander. Just came in over a secure channel.
Shepard, this is Admiral Kahoku. I found out who set that trap for my men. The ones killed by the Thresher War. Damn, I hope you get this message. It was a group called Cerberus.
Cerberus?
Alliance Black Ops organization. Top secret, highest level security clearance. They vanished a few months ago. Dropped right off the grid. Nobody knew where they went or what they were up to. They've gone completely rogue, Shepard. They're conducting illegal genetic experiments, trying to create some kind of super soldier. I don't have any proof, but I found the coordinates for one of their research worlds. I'm uploading them with this message. They're completely out of control. Somebody needs to stop them. I've done my part. Now it's up to you. This is probably the last you'll hear from me. Cerberus is after me now. I need to disappear before they find me.
Okay, that is new. So the ramen place, the name on it is Kyoramen, which if it is the one that we were able to find online, which don't know why it wouldn't be. It's a worldwide chain, and their menu looks amazing. So my fingers are crossed there. Super soldiers, not a great thing. But let's survey this system first, and then we can figure out whether we need to deal with that right now. Unidor. Unidor is a moderately sized ice world with an extremely thin atmosphere composed of krypton and xenon. Its frozen surface is unusually smooth, suggesting widespread repaving by cryovolcanic processes, though no such activity is currently evident. Orbital period 90.5 Earth years, radius 3,686 kilometers. Day length 48.2 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure 0.2 Earth atmospheres, surface temperature minus 202 Celsius. Surface gravity 0.22 G. Next. The Mall. Not the mall, the mall. Vimal is an enormous terrestrial world of mixed rock and ice with an atmosphere of methane and ethane. Its frozen surface is mainly composed of calcium with deposits of iron. Because of noxious surface gases, explorers are warned to use extreme caution. Orbital period 37.5 Earth years, radius 10,314 kilometers, day length 36.3 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure 1 Earth atmosphere. Surface temperature minus 61 Celsius, and surface gravity 1.1 G. Who's next? It's you, Traben. We can land on Traben. Have we been here before? I think we may have been to this system before. I just don't know. I don't even know how I would tell. Traben is a modest terrestrial world with an atmosphere composed of nitrogen and argon. Tony, I'm not sure who you're talking about. Surface is mainly composed of nickel with deposits of silver. Traben's environment is relatively mild, but the scarcity of water or similar enabling substances has prevented the development of any biosphere. Exogeny Corp recently performed a test impact. We've been here before. Megan Caves, actual play cast member on Saving Throw Show. Gotcha. I have yet to see any Saving Throw Show, though. Okay, so we've been to Antaeus. Have we been to Farinata? Remembering what I've done in this game, not easy. With a rare combination of features, Nepneu, I think we've probably been here too, is of particular interest to the scientific community. Nepneu is a small terrestrial planet and with a thin atmosphere of carbon dioxide and krypton. As with all the worlds of Farinata, its surface is scorching hot. I think Nepneu sounds familiar. MSV Ontario. The Ontario is a Kowloon-class modular conveyor of human design, configured for mixed freight and passenger hauling, making a hard burn for the cover of an asteroid cluster. I'm really confused. Like, I know we need to go to Dis for the one side quest. We're in Hades Gamma. I need to look at the journal. Alright. So, hostile takeover. Helena Blake, a high-ranking member of a criminal cartel, has asked you to eliminate two of her unpleasant compatriots. Their bases are located in the Han and Dis systems. After eliminating them, meet Ms. Blake in the Fortuna system for a reward. Two crime lords are located in the Han system of the Gemini Sigma cluster and in the Dis system of the Hades Gamma cluster. Okay, but when we arrived here, we got this communique. Admiral Kahoku has given you the coordinates to a research facility run by the Cerberus group. You need to investigate the planet Bintu to find out why Cerberus is unleashing alien monstrosities in the Attican Traverse. Go to the Yangtze system in the Voyager cluster and investigate Cerberus activities on Bintu. Alright. Well. Let's look at Tunshigan. Hydrogen-helium gas giant with traces of chlorine and nitrogen. Unusually small number of moons for a gas giant, a mere 7. Juntauma. Juntauma sounds familiar. Have we been to the Ontario? I guess there's one way to find out. Let's go on board. Gotta bring Caden. And, you know, I'll bring Tali. Because Caden and Tali are my team. I don't know if we've been here before. Although, that not being accessible makes me think we have. I think we may have been here before. Nobody's shooting at us. I think we've been here before. Because if we hadn't been here before, we would definitely be being shot at. Right? That's how this game works. Chairman Burns. Yeah, we've been here before.
I thought I was dead when they took me.
Clearly, I could use something that indicates where I have visited previously. This will probably not be the last time that I return to somewhere because I don't remember having been there. Alright. Well then, Dis. I think we've surveyed Dis before, like we've looked at the planets before, because I think we've done this whole cluster. Raisha, Lenzel, Nearum, Jartar, and Grimmar. Those don't sound familiar, so maybe we haven't. Raisha. Raisha is a standard hydrogen-helium gas giant with traces of sodium and ammonia in its atmosphere. During the brief gold rush to Klensal, a few companies established an infrastructure for helium-3 skimming and deuterium mining on Raisha's icy moons. When Klensal proved to be less wealthy than expected, the facilities were stripped for parts and abandoned. Orbital period 85.5 Earth years. Radius 34,914 kilometers. Day length 11.5 Earth hours. Yeah. Ultima type notes probably would be helpful. 1 second. Alright. Survey. Turian insignia recovered. Scans of the planet Raisha revealed an old unmanned shuttle. Your salvage team found Turian goods on board, all marked with the Trident colony insignia. I like the world descriptions. I think they're fun to read. What's funny is, I think they're fun to read and I enjoy reading them on stream. If I was playing this for myself, I probably would end up not reading most of them. But they're really interestingly written. Like, I don't know. For some reason, when I'm playing by myself, I end up zooming through things, but when I'm playing it with other people, I can take the time to actually relish the experience. Grimmar is an icy terrestrial with a thin atmosphere of carbon dioxide and krypton. Its surface is mainly composed of frozen ammonia, with deposits of tin and other light metals. When exposed to sunlight, Grimmar's ammonia can melt, forming equatorial seas of the toxic chemical. This has allowed a profusion of simple fungus and lichens to evolve in the low-energy environment. A byproduct of their metabolism causes them to glow very faintly. While the light of an individual is insignificant, Large patches seem to reinforce the light of one another and are visible from space. Orbital period 35.4 Earth years, radius 3,691 kilometers, day length 61.7 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure 0.27 Earth atmospheres, surface temperature minus 84 Celsius, and surface gravity 0.28 G. Speaking of Ultima, I do think that next Saturday, so next Saturday is going to be another morning where I go live at like 11:30 in the morning. But I do think that I'm going to end up starting Ultima 4 next week, which means read the manual, and then possibly actually start on gameplay. But I think that's what next Saturday is going to be. Klensal has a thin atmosphere of carbon dioxide and ethane. Its first geological surveys were performed by Batarians and suggested areas of great mineral wealth. Human mining concerns spent billions of credits hustling to the distant system and sinking test bores to claim the system for humanity. But Klensal had only an average level of mineral wealth, valuable but hardly worth the rush and expense. Merida Industry, a small Mexican company hoping to strike it rich in their first extrasolar mining venture, had to file for bankruptcy protection. Investigation revealed the Batarian crew had deliberately falsified their surveys, hoping it would encourage human rivals to invest in a costly boondoggle. While unethical, this was not technically illegal, and the Batarian government disavowed the personal actions of a few misguided patriots. The planet is still littered with abandoned mining bases, which are often used as temporary meeting places for criminals. Orbital period 21.4 Earth years, radius 5,442 kilometers, day length 37.2 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure 0.58 Earth atmospheres, surface temperature minus 35 Celsius, and surface gravity 0.86 G. And this appears to be our destination for the side quest. But there are other worlds to read about first. Nearum. Nearum is a terrestrial world with a thin atmosphere of methane and argon. Sorry, I stumbled over methane because I've been reading them ethane and methane, and for some reason this time it just came out methane. And, they both work, I just stumbled over the word. Its frozen surface is mainly composed of basaltic rock. Its most prominent feature is the Elos Rift Valley, a long volcanic divergence zone that stretches across half of the northern hemisphere. Orbital period 6.3 Earth years, radius 6,779 kilometers, day length 31.7 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure 0.67 Earth atmospheres, surface temperature 58 Celsius, and surface gravity 0.82 G. Surface temperature of 58 Celsius is really hot. Yeah, Tony, so many shows to watch. We can survey light metal. We detected a large deposit of titanium on a nearby moon. Yeah, I'm up for watching sometime. I just have a busy schedule right now. Jartar is a terrestrial world with a trace atmosphere of krypton and xenon. The surface is hot and mainly composed of unremarkable silicates. Occasional deposits of aluminium, magnesium, and other light metals can be found. Jartar is noted for the discovery of the Leviathan. Wow! I'm just gonna take a drink of water and try that again. Jartar is noted for the discovery of the Leviathan of Dis, the apparent corpse of a genetically engineered living starship. The Leviathan was found in the bottom of a crater by a Batarian survey team, and estimated to be nearly 1 billion years old. It disappeared after a visit to the system by a Batarian dreadnought 20 years ago. Since then, the Batarians have steadfastly denied that the Leviathan existed at all, and all the more vociferously when shown recordings of the corpse made by Solarian researchers. Orbital period 2.8 Earth years. Radius 1,410 kilometers. Day length 2.8 Earth years. Atmospheric pressure 0. Surface temperature 82 Celsius. 82, my gosh, that's hot. Surface gravity 0.17 G. I'm getting the impression that the Batarians are not to be trusted, but I don't know much about them. STS was your introduction to a lot of the streampunks? Cool. I encountered most of them through Eric's TBD RPG on Geek and Sundry. In fact, yeah, most of them, because at least one or two of them I didn't encounter until Shield of Tomorrow. But yeah, we're gonna land here. I wonder if some of that might be on the Clear Skies wiki, Tony, as far as like other things they've been in. I don't know though. Hayden and Tali. When Geek and Sundry was active, I was living here, and my husband was in law school in St. Paul, Minnesota. And I just ended up... I got into Critical Role first because Kira got me into it. And so I started watching that. Shortly before, I think I started watching shortly before Percy died in Campaign 1. And that was, for a while, the only thing that I watched on Twitch at all. And then... when Eric's TBD RPG started, I don't remember if it was Percy's death. I remember I was watching live when Percy's death happened, and I had been catching up before that. But yeah, when Eric's TBD RPG started, I also watched that and really, really enjoyed it. But at the time, like, I did not participate in chat at all. I never even had the chat on. I watched on my iPad using my Apple TV and would throw it to the TV on my iPad and just kind of watched it like it was a regular show. And really, that's how I engaged with Twitch content and with Alpha up until, honestly, until Eric started his channel. It wasn't until Eric started his channel that I ever really took part in the Twitch chat for anything. I don't remember, Tony, what time of day. I feel like for me it was in the evenings. So probably would have been daytime for the West Coast. But they would move around, and I would just come home and watch it on whatever day it was. I would, like, watch the VOD. Which is probably part of why I didn't engage live. But yeah, after Eric's TBD RPG and then Alpha started, I ended up watching a lot more, and it got to the point where Geek and Sundry was basically the only channel I watched at all. I watched Grey's Anatomy and Geek and Sundry, and that was like my media consumption for at least a year, maybe two. And honestly, I don't regret that. I would watch... I never really got to watch Gather Your Party because it was just too late for me. And it wasn't a show that I ever got into on VOD. I did watch a little bit of Vast. I think I watched the first 4 episodes of Vast before it went to Alpha, but then after it went to Alpha, I ended up just not being able to keep up with it, which is why I'm watching it now. I watched some of Foreververse. I want to say maybe their first 3 systems that they played. I watched. And I used to watch Becca on. I can't think of. Game the Game. I used to watch Game the Game all the time. I really enjoyed Game the Game. Final of Clear Skies and the episode where Scanlan left Vox Machina both in the same week. So I think you mean TBD RPG, but, or not TBD RPG, Shield of Tomorrow, not Clear Skies, but, I watched, so I don't know exactly what happened in my life. Something happened in my life. I had been watching Shield of Tomorrow, and I got 4 episodes from the end of Shield of Tomorrow, and then I never, like, something happened, and I didn't finish it. And then I never started Callisto 6. I want to say that must have been around the time where my residency was ending. I was looking for a job. I was interviewing various places. I was really stressed out. And then when I did get a job, I had to find a new place to live because I had let my lease expire because I didn't have a job. So I hadn't renewed my lease. So I had to find a new place to live on short notice, and then I had to pack and move. And that was around the time that Shield of Tomorrow was ending and Callisto 6 was starting, so I never knew that Callisto 6 had started, and in fact, for the longest time, I thought Callisto 6 was Eliza's Overlight game. Because people would talk about it, and I had seen the beginning of Eliza's Overlight game, and I had watched that while I was packing to move, and I thought that was the new campaign. I thought that was what everybody was talking about as Callisto 6. Up until this year when I finally watched Callisto 6. Yeah, I watched Grey's. I've seen all of Grey's up until just before the Panini started. I haven't watched any of the newer Greys since the Panini started. But that's one show that I stuck with for, honestly, longer than it deserved. Oh, I didn't see the Foreververse with puppets. I saw they were pirates, and then they were werewolves, and that's what I remember off the top of my head. I'm sure I saw 3 systems, though. I just don't remember what the other one was. Yeah, the beginning... So I think I saw the first 2 episodes of their short Overlight game. And I think... Like, I really enjoyed the beginning of Overlight. I want to go back and watch that again. Thank you for the hydrate, Rykar. Because I didn't finish watching it, because like I said, I was watching the Overlight thing while I was packing to move. Oh, posture. Yeah, I'm not sure what to expect from Panini related episodes. I enjoyed Grey's. It started off really cool, and then it became a soap opera. I mean, it was always kind of a soap opera, but they always had interesting medical cases to investigate and talk about, and the characters were there, but for me, it was the mixture of the two that I really enjoyed. And in the latter couple of seasons, it became more about the characters and less about the medical drama, and that was less interesting to me. It had migrated fully from being a medical drama to being a character drama that happened to take place in a hospital. Hang on while I shoot these people. Alright, who's still shooting? Oh, it's you. I just had to shoot some people, that's all. What? Syndicate hideout. Crashed escape pod, anomaly, and debris. We'll come back to actually enter the Syndicate hideout after we look at the other places. Constant trauma, airplane crash, active shooter, boat crash, Ebola, the logging truck that dropped all of its logs and had to destroy the happiness of the lesbian couple while one of them was pregnant, which led to the musical episode, which was an interesting concept, but also, like, yeah. Yeah, Tony, I agree. And that is kind of more how the show was in the first couple of seasons. Like, it always had character drama, but it also had medical mystery drama without being House. Because don't get me started on House. I did not enjoy House. And I enjoyed the, like, medical mystery drama as well as the character drama, but then it became all character drama and not so much the medical mystery stuff. And I still stuck with it. But it finally got to the point where I was like, you know, if I'm gonna watch character drama, I'm gonna watch TTRPG character drama because it's more interesting. Yeah, House. Just, I don't need an asshole doctor who belittles people, and is a drunk and a bully. Like, same thing with, like, the Sherlock TV series. Like, I don't want to watch assholes who are geniuses. Give me a genius who's nice to people. Like, just because they're a genius doesn't mean they can't be nice to people. There's old footprints leading away from this escape pod, but no signs of any survivors. Yeah, we get enough of that in real life. So, I've tried those shows. I've watched, like, the beginnings of them, and they start off okay, usually, but then I really, really, really get annoyed with the genius bully trope, which is a thing, and no, I don't care for it. I'm not going to watch it. Mummified Solarian. Recover artifact. Medallion recovered. This dead traveler had a League of One medallion. where he found it and what he was trying to do with it is unclear. Okay, in small doses. Yeah. Doogie Howser, yeah. I would prefer my medical professionals to actually care about their patients. And be kind to them while trying to help them through the mysterious ailment that nobody else has been able to cure or has been able to diagnose. Like, the medical mystery part is fine. I don't need an arrogant asshole who's going to belittle the patient. I can do without that. I have enough arrogant assholes in my life. So, a lot of that is why I ended up gravitating more towards Geek and Sundry as an entertainment source. Because most of the characters portrayed aren't assholes. They might do mean things occasionally, but honestly, the stream punks, they're hope punk, and I prefer that. Yeah, I don't think his journals were public. Alright. What do you want to bet we're going to encounter Geth? I don't know that we will, but it's entirely possible. Currently armed with my pistol. Pistola. The only reason I think I said, what do you want to bet we're going to encounter Geth, is because I feel like we've been in here before and there were Geth. Like, I swear we've already been here once before, and it was full of Geth. This time it does not appear to be Geth. Let's go ahead and heal up a little bit. That worked okay. Sniper rifle. I actually am finding I'm really enjoying the sniper rifle. Oh, is there somebody over there? Did somebody peek their little head up? No? Oh, somebody's shooting. Who is it? Where are they? Aha! I see you! Crime Lord defeated. Helena was right. These guys had quite the operation going, but that's all going to change. One down, just one more to go.
artifacts, Commander.
Yay! Let's see if there's any prizes. Do I get anything fun for having come down here? Yeah, we've definitely been in here before, and it was full of Geth last time we were here. When we didn't have a mission. Begin manual override. Take all the things. I'm gonna run out of time this time. Ooh, I just got it. Okay. Aid station. Got some Metagel. Hi, Subby-Dubby! How are you today? That one apparently doesn't open. Upgrade kit. Take the things. Take all the things. Right, alright. Oh. I still, after all this time, all these weeks that we've been playing this game on Sundays, I still try to hit the spacebar to jump. Even though I know there is no jump command. Alright. Holster your weapon. Well, that's one of two. Head and return to the Normandy. Finish Crime Lords. The two Crime Lords are located in the Han system of the Gemini Sigma cluster, and in the DIS system of the Hades Gamma cluster. You've killed the first, now eliminate the second. So we need to go to the Gemini Sigma cluster and find the Han system. I am still very near the very beginning of the first Mass Effect. So this is Mass Effect Legendary Edition, and I have been essentially avoiding main plot as much as possible. So, the only main plot that I have done is that which has been required of me, and the one that got me, the Asari companion, whose name I can't recall because I never take her on missions. So that, yeah. We've been doing all the side quests so far. Voyager cluster, that's where one of those quests is. Gemini Sigma. Wasn't it Gemini Sigma? Yes, the Han system. But first we look at the Ming system. So I've never actually played the first trilogy, like Mass Effect 2, and Mass Effect 3. I've never played them. I have played Andromeda, and that's the only one I had played before the Legendary Edition came out. So we started with the first one, and I've been enjoying it a lot so far. Altanor. Altenorch is a small but typically hydrogen-helium gas giant with no outstanding features. Its combination of strong magnetic field and relatively shallow gravity well make it a popular stopover world for discharging FTL drive cores. Okay, just gonna critique a little bit of that description. They say it has no outstanding features and then say it has a strong magnetic field and relatively shallow gravity well, which sound like outstanding features to me, because it implies that they are not normal. Anyway, orbital period 4005.7 Earth years. That is a long time. Radius 32,605 kilometers and day length 16.3 Earth hours. And if we survey it, we got a medallion. Scanning Altenorch revealed something of interest in a debris field. Joker brought the Normandy in close, and a small team was able to retrieve some valuable detritus, including a League of One medallion. Right. Parag. Parag is a large rock planet with an atmosphere composed of nitrogen and argon. Despite lying over 600 AU from Ming, its surface is scorching hot and mainly composed of alumina with deposits of silver. Due to the radiation and heat, landing on Parag's sunward side with anything less than warship-grade shielding will likely be fatal. Parag rotates at a retrograde to the rest of the Ming system, indicating it is likely a captured body. Orbital period 1,930.3 Earth years, radius 7,979 kilometers, day length 22.4 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure 1.58 Earth atmospheres, surface temperature 1,117 Celsius. Woo, that's hot. Surface gravity 2G. Got some light metal, some titanium. Alright. Next, we'll look at the planet and then we'll look at the anomaly. Antiropus? Antiropus? One of those. Antiropus is a hydrogen-helium gas giant that formed in the outer regions of Ming's system and is in the process of migrating inwards. In a few million years, the planet's atmosphere will begin to boil away into space. There is a sizable temperature difference between the side of Antiropus facing the energetic blue giant primary and the side facing the cold of deep space. This variance powers massive cyclonic wind systems. The intense heat it absorbs from the sun, in addition to its own internal heat engine, causes the planet's dark side to radiate faintly in the infrared. Orbital period 284 Earth years, radius 57,948 kilometers, and day length 10.8 Earth hours. MSV Worthington. The Worthington is a Kowloon-class modular conveyor of human design. The ship appears to be in a shutdown state. The main thrusters are cold, and it is adrift off the orbit of Antiropus. Registry the Morrison Company, Shanxi. Well, we're gonna board, and we're taking our boyfriend, and we're taking Tali. As those are the only people we ever take. Even though he won't be our boyfriend. Yet. You just wait.
Looks like this vessel was abandoned.
Give me 2 more games and I'll win him over.
All systems, except basic life support.
Someone has shut down all systems except basic life support. Alright. We don't need our weapons, right? Everything's good. It's not like anybody's gonna shoot at us as we board this ship. Hello?
Hear that? Sounded like footsteps.
Fusion containment cell. Yeah, this is a room built for fighting.
Somebody set that trap. This whole place could be wired.
You, I think, are probably correct, Hayden. think I might have been a little bit too close to it when I shot it. Alright, it is rather odd to be walking through this place and not have been shot at yet. Does not match my experience of this game. I must have set off another trap. Definitely set off another trap. Malfunctioning object. High explosive. Some silica! Hi! Thank you so much for resubscribing for your 4th month! Welcome in! How are you today? Gonna keep destroying these traps and then we'll go through the door. Okay. Someday I won't randomly grab at the fruit flies that have decided that our place is a lovely place to live. I am trying to deal with them, it just is a long process to get rid of them. Oh, there's some crew logs. You're transferring from a community college to a 4-year school? Congratulations! That is, expensive, but awesome.
Jacob's gone. They say his brain isn't functioning anymore, and they want to shut off his machines. But Jacob's the only thing in the world that matters to me. I don't know how to help him, and it's tearing me up inside. I just feel so helpless, so damn angry. Dr. Smith gave me some meds to calm down, but I didn't take them. I can't. Not until I figure out a way to help Jacob. I won't give up on him. I won't.
Well, that sounds ominous. What are you studying, Simsilica? Oh, hit. Okay, this is an easy one. There, okay. Math. Okay. My reaction to that is not, why would you study something like that? My reaction to that is the reaction that I always have had to math, which is, I'm not good at math. Which is not true. It's just what my 3rd grade teacher told me, because I can't do arithmetic in my head. I can, it's just really difficult for me and takes me a long time to do arithmetic in my head. But if I have help to do arithmetic, like a calculator or something like that, I'm actually not bad at higher level math. Because higher level math is more about logic than it is
Jacob's not going to make it. His brain
about arithmetic.
too long. There's nothing any of us can do for him now except let him die with dignity. It's what he would want. I'm more worried about Julia now. She's showing signs of severe depression. I gave her some meds that should help, but I better warn the captain.
But in 3rd grade, they, our school was set up in a way where they put the advanced students in one class and the not advanced students in another class. And
Looks like that machine is keeping him alive.
I'm not seeing any brain activity on the readouts. He's dead. This body is just an empty shell.
the only time you need to do math in your head is when you're playing TTRPGs. Even there, you could just use digital dice rollers or count. There's nothing wrong with counting. And there's nothing wrong with counting on your fingers. But that's what I used to get in trouble for, was that I couldn't do arithmetic without one of those supports. And it was, no, you have to do it in your head. You have to be able to just do this and do it quickly in your head. And they used to make us stand up around the room, and they would go around and ask arithmetic questions, and you had to stay standing until you got one right. And so I was always the last one who managed to get one right, unless they happened to ask me something that I could do relatively easily, like more simple ones, like say 3 + 4 is 7 or something like that. But it's just not something that I can do. I get it, and the problem is presented to me, and I have to seriously think about it. And I think part of it is what we had talked about on another stream, which is that I'm unable to visualize things in my head. So if I could visualize the numbers in my head, I might actually be able to do it better, but I don't have the ability to generate images in my head. But I didn't know that in 3rd grade, and they were just like telling me, well, you're not good at math. But I actually am good at math. I almost went to a math and science high school. I was an alternate. I was granted an alternate position to go to the math and science magnet school, and then didn't get to go. But I came really close to getting in, and yeah. Anyway. Seven plus anything gets you every time. An 8. Yeah. Yeah. I have calculators. And they were like, well, you're not going to have a calculator. When you grow up, you're not going to always have a calculator. I'm like, well, I've grown up. I always have a calculator. Anyway. Not seeing any brain activity. I don't know what to do here. We can't help him don't do anything or turn off the machine. He's on life support. If I turn off the machine, he dies. Don't do anything seem...
Maybe we should shut the machine down. It's the merciful thing to do.
It's your decision, Shepard. But maybe we should wait until we know more about what's going on
Yes.
before we do anything.
That sounds like a good idea, Tali. Anyway, all of this discussion of math, I will just say, Simsilica, I'm quite impressed with anybody who's able to actually go to college to study math.
Jacob is showing no signs of brain activity. There's nothing more we can do for him. He wouldn't want to be kept alive by machines, so we're going to disconnect the life support. Dr. Smith is worried about Julia's reaction, though. She can't seem to let Jacob go. The stress is making her implants flare up, causing intense migraines. It'll probably be easier for everyone if we don't tell her until after we shut the life support down. Give her a chance to... Julia, what are you doing here? Why are you...
Let me guess. Julia. Well, that was sad. Good to talk to you. Caden has nothing to say. I have absolutely no idea if this marked anything on any of our missions or anything. Oh, here we go. It's marked as complete. the freighter's crew were killed by a powerful biotic, the girlfriend of the brain-dead man in the medbay. Unable to deal with his situation, she eliminated the entire crew in a misguided attempt to keep anyone from shutting off his life support. Now she's dead too, and you've solved the mystery. Well, should we maybe turn off the life support then, since he completely gone?
You did the right thing, Commander.
Well, that was a short little drama. Now through the maze, because all of them are mazes. And back to the ship. And that was a side quest from a side quest. That wasn't even what we came here for. Because we came here to go to the Han system in pursuit of a side quest. Patatanless? Patatanless is a large rock world with an unusually thin atmosphere of hydrogen and carbon monoxide. The frigid world's crust contains extensive deposits of uranium and occasional loads of naturally occurring plutonium. With a total mass more than 4 times that of Earth, Patatanless should have a significantly thicker atmosphere. This unusual feature has flagged it as worthy of scientific investigation, but the need for expensive amounts of radiation shielding has deterred interest. Orbital period 297.4 Earth years, radius 8,927 kilometers, day length 36 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure 0.06 Earth atmospheres, surface temperature minus 174 Celsius, surface gravity 2.8 G, and we managed to get some beryllium. And at the secondary orbit, we have Farkrothu, a standard hydrogen helium gas giant. Farkrothu is only distinguished by its moons. Several dozen of them have been sculpted into the likenesses of an arthropodal alien race not yet known to Council science. Radiometric dating suggests the moons were worked over 500,000 years ago. Orbital period 112.1 Earth years, radius 66,014 kilometers, day length 8.4 Earth hours. Mavigon. Warning, level 2 cold hazard. Mavigon is a small rock and ice planet with a thin atmosphere of ammonia and methane. The surface is frozen and mainly composed of tin with deposits of potassium. The planet has a rudimentary ammonia-based life, mainly concentrated around geothermal vents deep underground. Severe storm cycles are common. Due to limited visibility, navigation may be difficult. Orbital period 42.3 Earth years, radius 4,906 kilometers, day length 52 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure 0.82 Earth atmospheres, surface temperature minus 124 Celsius, and surface gravity 0.8 G. So this will be our destination, but there's 2 more planets to look at. Huning Toe is a Jovian-sized gas giant with a standard hydrogen-helium atmosphere. Traces of methane give the planet its distinct cobalt blue tint. Spectral analysis indicates its extensive ring system is mostly composed of ice crystals. Huning Toe has an exceptionally powerful magnetic field which creates strong radio interference throughout the inner system. Orbital period 31.8 Earth years, radius 73,733 kilometers, day length 16.7 Earth hours. And Karavin. Pottervin is a small, unremarkable rock world. The surface is scorching hot and mainly composed of calcium with deposits of aluminum. Paravin's low mass has left it tidally locked to the star Han. If there were any resources of value, mining stations could be established on the relatively temperate Twilight Band. Orbital period 0.5 Earth years. Radius 4,839 kilometers. Day length 0.5 Earth years. Atmospheric pressure 0 Earth atmosphere. Surface temperature 414 Celsius. Surface gravity 0.5 G. And we found Matriarch's writings. Scans of Paraven revealed an unmanned station in geosynchronous orbit. Your salvage team found no evidence on the origins of the station, but they did find one of Matriarch Dillanaga's writings on board. Okay, off we go to Mavagon. With Kaidan and Tali in tow. Someday I will take someone else on a mission. But so far, I like taking Kaidan and Tali. Alright, we have the Syndicate hideout there and some debris. But first, fun times driving! Honestly, so far, driving the Mako has been the majority of my gameplay. Ooh, there's a mineral deposit. Come on. Somewhere in this direction. Up the mountain to the top. And there's a question mark over here, too. I enjoy driving the Mako quite a bit. I don't know... I don't know how much driving the Mako has changed between the original version and the Legendary Edition. But I'm enjoying driving it. Mummified Solarian. That does not look like a mummified Solarian to me. ID tag recovered. You discovered several small artifacts. Among them is an identification tag belonging to Captain Stranaka, one of the Solarian soldiers charged with hunting down the League of One. Up the hill! Up the hill! Oh. I have managed to flip the Mako once. Like, fully flipped to the point where I couldn't unflip it. And, I mean, that happened while I was being shot at. It did not go well. Some debris over here. crashed probe. Ah, I was so close that time. I can do this. Much as I hate these mini games, I can do them. Ay, ay, ay. Third time lucky? Oh, come on. I dislike these. Nope, didn't work. Fourth time's the charm. Fourth time's the charm. That one was harder than a lot of them are. Worth going north. I don't know if I will find anything in this northern corner, but I'm going to look and see, I guess? It's this direction. Look at the sun through the storm. Rather pretty. It's so fun to drive this thing. Yeah, I don't think there's anything up here to find. It's so fun! Ah! Alright. Amazingly, I have not run into a Thresher Maw today. Last week, I think it was last week, I ran into 2. And I only had to fight them 4 times total. Not because they're hard, but because I kept doing silly things like flipping the Mako completely upside down to the point where I died. What I find really cool about the Mako in this game is how easily it handles using WASD. Like, to me, driving a vehicle using WASD just seems difficult, but it doesn't seem difficult in the way they've implemented it in the game. It feels like it handles smoothly. Which I think is that they just did a good implementation of it, because I've definitely had vehicles I tried to control using WASD that did not handle smoothly. But I have like no desire for like a steering wheel controller. Let's see. heading now towards the Syndicate base. Think we might have time to clear it out before it'll be time to head over to GaryCon Live. Oh geez, are they up on top of that mesa? They are. Well, that is a surprisingly defensible position. Because there's only certain approaches where you can get up there. Alright, ready to shoot. Alright. Where is the entrance? There it is. Ready? Here we go! See any bad guys there? Bad guys behind this, which is the only door, so that makes sense. Oh, there's a lot of them in here. Sniper rifle, go! Oh, I hated this layout. This layout sucked so bad. When we were fighting the machines. Come on. Come on. You can do it, game. I know you can. See, that wasn't so hard. Honestly, this is not a super hard battle. second crime lord defeated. That's both of them. No doubt Helena Blake will be overjoyed to learn that these two scum are no longer a problem. Sweet. Do they have treasure for me? A wetware kit. Medical station. It says easy. But they don't know me. I can make easy hard. Malfunctioning object. Technician kit. Secure crate. I think that might be everything. Seems like... Oh, another medical. Exit the facility and get back to the ship. I don't know what went next. That went faster than I expected. Oh, did we level? We did! I have 4 points to spend. Ability to wear armor would... lets me wear medium armor. That sounds useful. So we just have to go back to the Fortuna system in the Horsehead Nebula and meet Helena Blake to claim your reward. What do you want to bet? It's an ambush and that she's going to try and kill us. Horsehead Nebula, here we come. Rowe, Ada, Armstrong, Kepler, Hawking Ada. I don't know where it is. Horsehead, Novaria. We've never come here because Novaria. Because that's main quest territory, so we've never been here before. Start up. Outside of the system. Wentania. Alright. Hard data on Wintanya is very limited. When the system was charted by the Alliance surveyor Coupe, only a small, unmanned flyby probe was spared for the distant world. It is a small rock and ice planet with a trace atmosphere of krypton and sulfur dioxide. Normandy's more detailed survey suggests the frozen terrestrial may be a suitable target for mining. While it is largely water-ice, mapping of mass concentrations suggests it has a core of pure aluminum. Orbital period 82.2 Earth years, radius 3,198 kilometers, day length 32.5 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure 0.03 Earth atmospheres, surface temperature minus 237 Celsius, surface gravity 0.2 G. Amaranthine. Amaranthine is a chilly rock world with an atmosphere of carbon dioxide and nitrogen. Its frozen surface consists largely of light titanium and aluminum oxides, with deposits of thorium and other heavy metals located in the deep crust. Amaranthine was named by the human poet Sofia Cabral during her tour of duty aboard the Alliance surveyor ship Coupe. Under the dim light of the red dwarf Fortuna, the surface of this world is lit in rich twilight blues and purples, even at midday. Orbital period 12 Earth years. Radius 6,694 kilometers. Day length 59.7 Earth hours. Atmospheric pressure 1.19 Earth atmospheres. Surface temperature minus 178 Celsius. Surface gravity 1.16 G. That, I believe, is where we will be landing. Theramlon. Theramlon is a frigid world with a thick nitrogen-argon atmosphere. The crust consists of silicates and various unremarkable ores, but it is surprisingly rich in phosphates. Since the atmosphere lacks free oxygen, the phosphates are relatively pure and could be of value in the manufacture of fertilizers and incendiary ammunition. Orbital period 31.4 Earth years. Radius 5,492 kilometers. Day length 69 Earth hours. Nice. Atmospheric pressure 17.11 Earth atmospheres. Surface temperature minus 134 Celsius. Surface gravity 0.7 G. And we find some plutonium. Maganless is a rock terrestrial with an atmosphere of sulfur dioxide and trace amounts of helium. Scans reveal ancient lava plains on the surface, implying a geologically active past. The crust consists of sulfur and basalts, but the planet's mass suggests a core of iron and heavier materials. Cursory drill coring suggests the possibility of simple subterranean life. Orbital period 2.4 Earth years, radius 7,708 kilometers, day length 33.2 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure 1.03 Earth atmospheres, surface temperature minus 150 Celsius, and surface gravity 1.1 G. We found a Turian insignia. While scanning the planet Maganless, you discovered the remains of a damaged research vessel. Your recon team found no signs of survivors, but they did bring back a Rokham outpost insignia. So, Amaranthine. Go ahead and land, so that I will know where I am when we start. Hayden and Tali. Before any of that, let's go ahead and level Caden and Tali. You know, I'm gonna let them auto level this time. Both of those seem okay. And then I'm gonna save. We have not saved at all during today's stream. Not the greatest policy. But we are nearing the end of when we're at the end of time. That's what I'm saying. We're at the end of when I can stream today. So we're going to be looking to raid over to GaryCon Live. It is day 2 of Founders and Legends 4, and up next, starting at the top of the hour, should be the next episode of the Gax Pack, which is a TTRPG show DM'd by Jason Charles Miller. Hang on one second. There, this is exactly what I was looking for. Great. DM Jason Charles Miller, and then players are Vivid Vivka, B. Dave Walters, Eliza Pearl, Adriana Cazador, and Eric Campbell. They have been playing on Saturdays for a couple of months, and this is the first game that they will be doing on Sunday, and it is starting quite soon. So we'll be heading over there to join them for that game. And I want to thank everybody for stopping by today. It has been a lovely couple of hours playing some Mass Effect. We will return to Mass Effect next Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time and play for about 3 hours next week. Tomorrow night, I will be live at 7 p.m. Eastern Time to continue playing Riven, the sequel to Myst. And so that is what Mondays are. Wednesday, I have my archives show from 2:30 to 4:30 p.m., sharing materials from the Virginia Tech Special Collections and University Archives. And then on Saturday, we will be at 11:30 again this coming week, before returning to our afternoons. And we will be starting Ultima 4, The Quest of the Avatar, which is another in the Ultima game series that we have been playing through since the beginning. I don't know the exact year for Ultima 4 because I haven't looked it up yet, but 1984-ish time frame, I would think. So yeah, they are not quite up yet, but the channel is live, so I'm going to go ahead and set up the raid. And yeah, we'll head over for the Gax Pack. And yeah, thanks for stopping by. Like I said, I'll be back for more Mass Effect next week. Just start that raid so that it's ready to go. And yeah, I'm live again tomorrow night at 7 p.m. for Riven, the sequel to Myst. I have no idea how much more there is in that game. If we finish it, we will spin the wheel and see which game we play next. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, thanks everybody for coming by, and I will see you next time.